minutes to go in normal time. Liverpool 3-0. Corner taken quickly, Origi! Yeah!
Hello and welcome to the Redscast podcast. A sad day, a sad week, just as sad since December, isn't it, Steve?
It's sad times all around, isn't it?
Yeah,
like...
proper sad. Liverpool have just been defeated by Burnley, who I tipped to go down this year.
It's your fault.
You said Chelsea. You said Chelsea would win the league, and I think you're miles off as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Where do we start?
Oh, mate, I don't know. Like, do you know the last podcast we done? It was only a few days ago, right? And before that, we were all feeling a bit down in the dumps anyway, weren't we? I know the podcast before that one was a bit depressing. And the intro to the last podcast, I'll be honest with you, right? I got a proper buzz off it. And I haven't had a buzz off it for ages. I got a proper buzz off it. And I felt dead good and I thought, right, we've got a game here. We're going to smash these. And, well...
We were just wrong.
Do you know what, right? We battered them.
Yeah.
But we battered them and lost 1-0. And I think Klopp, like, he come out and said, we lost the game. That was impossible to lose.
It's exactly that. 71% possession. 27 shots, 6 on target. It's the same theme every single week.
Yeah.
We're having all these shots and we're just not scoring.
Yeah. I think we're concentrating too much on a defence because we've got central defenders out, and that is absolutely not the issue.
Yeah.
Throw in, if, you know, Matip was fit, Matip's an established centre-back, throw one of the kids in next to him and put Fabinho back in the midfield, and that then releases the other midfielders, and it'll be a butterfly effect then, and the other midfielders can push on higher. That lets the three at the front push on higher, and we haven't been going at their defenders the way we used to. We haven't been putting that pressure on.
I mean, I looked the last 5 games or 6 games that we've been beaten, like since this last season included as well. Every single one, Jordan Henderson didn't play in. So I don't think it's even so much as Fabinho being in that midfield, because ultimately you've got Thiago who can play the holding role now. I genuinely think. I mean, bar Southampton, Henderson played, but he played centre-back. When Jordan Henderson doesn't play in that midfield, Liverpool seem to get beat.
Yeah. And yeah, he's the vocal guy, he's the leader. Now, I love Gini Wijnaldum to bits, but I think having him as captain was a mistake.
Yeah.
He didn't put in what you would expect as a captain's performance. He didn't seem to be bossing the midfield. He didn't seem to be vocal enough.
Who would you have put as the captain then? Because out of that whole team, there's nobody who I could think.
Alisson.
Klopp goes off time spent at the club though, doesn't he?
That's.
But is Alisson a leader? I know he commands his back line, but is he a leader in terms of? I stand by a midfielder should always be captain, because they see the game like the most, because they're running it from the midfield, they're going forward, they're going back. But there's no.
Maybe Robbo.
Yeah,
I think he's probably one of the most vocal ones out there, isn't he?
Well, I didn't like when you go to the ground, you do hear him shout sometimes, but when you watch it now on telly, you can hear just how loud Andy Robertson actually is.
Yeah, probably half the players don't know what he's saying.
Yeah,
but you want that to G you up. You want someone who'll just shout at you and get behind you, do whatever. But as I say, Wijnaldum, I love him, and he played quite well. But it just wasn't enough for captain for me.
I don't think that was the issue. I think the issue was starting the Ox on the right of a front three. Now, when we seen the lineup, common sense would have said Shaqiri's on the right, the Ox is in midfield. Now, they had the Ox on the right side of attack and they had Shaqiri on the right side of midfield. Granted, Shaqiri has been unbelievable in the past few weeks. He deserves a start, he deserves his minutes. But wouldn't he have been more effective playing on the right of the attack and the Ox playing on the right of the midfield?
There's an argument for that. But I think then you probably don't get as much out of Shaqiri.
Yeah, he's improved massively since he's went in midfield, hasn't he?
He needs to be on the ball more. I think you lose a little bit of that creativity if he's out on the wing. And yeah, he's probably going to play well on the wing because he's a good player. He's technically good. Some of the crosses he whips in for what it was worth against Burnley, he's good. Technically, he can cross balls in. But I think he's more efficient in that midfield.
Speaking of crosses, only 3 of our 40 crosses were successful in that game.
Yeah, I think after about half an hour, everyone could see that it wasn't working. So
why not change it?
We could have played for a fortnight against Burnley that way, and we wouldn't have scored.
Yeah, they were Big Sam. He got the formula out to beat Liverpool, and everyone's following it. I mean, to see us ultimately have 21 shots not on target is ridiculous. I mean, there was 10 clear cuts off target and 11 which were blocked. But to have that level of shots off target for a team that was absolutely churning goals out no matter what, last minute of games, we could score against anyone last season. What is going wrong?
I think teams have just figured us out. Like, you can...
Does it remind you a bit of the Brendan Rodgers era when Gerrard played in the back of that diamond holding and everyone knew exactly, like that season when we nearly won the league?
Yeah.
And everyone just sussed us out by towards the end of it?
Yep, there was no plan B.
Yeah, it's the same with this, isn't it?
Yeah. There seems to be like a feeling amongst, I don't know whether it's come from Klopp or whether it's on the pitch. You've just got to chip away and carry on doing what you're doing. Now that's fine if you're winning.
Yeah.
We're not winning.
I haven't seen Liverpool play this bad for a long time. And it's not that we're playing bad because we had 71% possession at home and didn't win the game.
We're dominating teams. We're same against United, same against West Brom, same against Newcastle. We're absolutely dominating these teams, but there's no cutting edge.
The record's gone.
Yeah.
Are you happy that it's gone against Burnley and didn't go against United? Because I am.
If I had to choose between the two, yes, I would prefer to lose to Burnley.
When I was looking at the table, and out of the whole table, Burnley's one of the teams where I'd say, yeah, if we're good, because it was going to go at some point. I'm just a bit more disappointed that we didn't get 87 games, so we were at the better record than Mourinho, because that'll make him. Mourinho will be made up about that.
See, I would have. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had to choose one, I would have said something like, I don't know, someone I've got nothing against Leicester, Southampton. Someone who actually try and play a little bit of footy.
Yeah, but their team's in and around us. This is what I mean. Like, would you rather lose it against a team that's nowhere near us? They're not going to challenge us, and
it's such a difficult conversation to have, isn't it? Who would you like to beat us? No one, essentially.
Yeah,
but
I think Burnley will stay up now. I think that performance will give them the catalyst to be like, wait, maybe. But can you just see them going to whoever they've got next? They've probably got someone average, someone weird, Leeds and getting beat like with West
Brom.
They're
going to get battered by West Brom in a couple of weeks or something.
Yeah, like what happened when we played West Brom. They like got that result and then Leeds absolutely turned them over,
exactly,
didn't they? I'm going to go as far as saying Jurgen's come out and said he was to blame for the defeat. I agree.
Yeah. It's tactically after half an hour, you've got to look at that and say, change it. Even get to half time and say, listen, lads, that's not working. Let's try something different. But clearly he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we haven't got any other plan B. I mean, they've got a really good back line in terms of Ben Mee, Tabowski, Woughton, Nick
Solid
Pope.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah, Nick Pope always plays like he does on FIFA against us. Yeah. Overpowered. And he's good, but he's not as good as he's played against us that game.
We're getting back to that era from a few years back where keepers were coming to Anfield and even average keepers are having the games of their lives. Pope is not average. Pope's well above average for a goalkeeper.
He should be England's number one.
But he had a phenomenal game against us. You can't fault him. And to be honest with you,
Ben Mee had an unbelievable game as well.
The only thing I can fault Liverpool for was they weren't clinical. Like, they dominated the game. They had the ball. Like, you said that's possession stats was 70. I thought it would have been higher. Like, it felt like we had the ball.
There was one point when it said like the last 10 minutes.
90%
possession. Yeah, and you can't have that much possession and not capitalise on it.
No, that's the worrying part.
And what else? annoyed me, you're going to be surprised to say this, bringing Divock Origi off. Now, I know Divock, like any centre forward who's a Champions League and Premier League winner should be finishing that. He should. The chance he had, he should have finished it. And I think anyone else of our front three, maybe bar Bobby, because he seems to not be firing at the minute, would have scored that. However, Divock Origi was the best player on the pitch when he was on for Liverpool.
I wouldn't go that far.
Who was better than him?
Thiago.
Thiago was good, but there's only so much he can do. He's went from feeding Lewandowski to feeding Divock Origi. So.
He did quite well. He did better than we expected, but the fact of the matter is we don't expect much from him.
No, but I mean, he seemed like he worked hard and he was running. He had
a goal.
Yeah, he had a good go, which is all you ask. But what you said on a few podcasts a few weeks ago about when Salah does, I was against the Palace. When Salah doesn't play, we seem to play differently.
Yeah.
It feels like when Salah's on the pitch, we try and walk it in. We're trying all we can to get it to Salah to curl it in, to make a moment of magic. Rightfully so. He's one of the best players in the world. Yeah. He has got the moments of magic in him. However, when Origi was on, it just felt like there was more. Them crosses could have come off. Origi's a lot taller than Salah.
Yeah.
Them crosses could have came off at some point, or even if we give it a knockdown. I wouldn't have brought Origi off, and I wouldn't have brought Shaqiri off either. I personally wouldn't have. And when
Shaqiri only come off late, didn't he?
Yeah, we'll get on to them stupid substitutions in a minute. But in terms of, he brought the Ox and Divock off. I would have brought the Ox off for Salah.
I think, Chamberlain was the right move. Origi, actually, at the time, I thought was the right move.
In the grand scheme of the whole game, no. Even when you look at like the ratings, he got one of the best ratings in the team.
Yeah.
For that.
Maybe, I can't remember why, but I think at the time he might have gone off the boil a bit. First half, he had a few chances, but I felt at the time, maybe I'd have to watch the game back just to think about it again. But I felt at the time that was the right move because he didn't seem to be doing all that he was doing in the first half.
See, what I would have done was I would have brought the Ox off, put Shaqiri on the right, put Salah in the middle, put Mane on the left. In fact, no, are we going to write Salah in the middle?
I'll be honest, right? We could have made any substitution in that game, and I don't think it would have mattered. Burnley had dug in. We just were not going to break them down. It doesn't matter who you play.
What's mad is we all raised our eyebrows at Jota at the start of the season, and oh my God, do we miss him?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Like, not even so much as though the pressure he puts on the front three, we miss his goals. Like, I was watching games back before of like the start of the season, because I was thinking, we'll move on to it now. Actually, I don't know if you've seen Twitter yesterday. Like, Liverpool Twitter went into full meltdown. I could
not deal with social media at all after that game for a good 36 hours.
It's been in full meltdown because Jurgens came out and Jurgens said that he's asked for a centre-back and it would help 100%, but FSG have said there's no money. Now, people have went into a meltdown on Twitter saying, how's there no money? We've won the Champions League, we've won the Premier League and all this. You can see that the fan base on Twitter who slag the club off most are so young and narrow-minded, because if you think of it from a business point of view now, FSG, granted, they spent 4 million or 5 million on the Trump campaign this year. So that's why people are moaning, because they've said, well, you spent 5 million on that. But you tell me what centre-half you can go and buy for 5 million who walks into Liverpool's team.
5 million is buttons for these
people.
You
could get Militao. I think it's an 8 million loan fee with an option to buy at the end of the season. But what people need to realise is FSG is still paying it's not just 11 players on the pitch they have to pay. They have to pay the cleaners, the cooks, the groundsmen. There's about 100 people involved.
I think a lot of people forget FSG is
a business.
Yeah, I mean, and it's bigger than LFC, which we don't like to hear of anything being bigger than LFC, but
they're a business. They're a multi-billion-dollar business, and the way, like, when Klopp said that FSG out was trending, people saying that this is the best manager we've ever had and they aren't backing him and we've got to take every day with him as what's the word, like, he's not going to be here forever, basically, and we should back him and stuff like this. Granted, we should back him, but people don't understand how much match day revenue affects it.
Yeah.
So they're paying our players, they're paying our groundsmen, they're paying everyone involved with the club, and they're not making any money back apart from shirt sales. Now, if you do, what's Anfield? 50
53, isn't it?
53,000. Now, on average, the tickets are 50 quid. So 53,000 times by 50, do you make £2.6 million a game? Now you have 19 games at home, is it?
Yeah.
That's 50,350,000 a year on average that Anfield brings in. Now, that's not taking into effect people who, when they come to the game, the day outers who go in the club store, the money they make on the food inside of it. And like being around the ground, because the club shop, you can't, that's not an essential shop, so that's closed. Then you have people who do tours, because they come down for the weekend to watch the game, they do like stadium tours, and they make so much money, and that's just gone. And no one's doing the museum tour because people only go in the ground and paying a tenner to get a picture with the club. So they're not making money. So how can they then? FSG would never run at a loss, and people need to realise that when FSG took over us, Liverpool were in severe amounts of debt on the verge of liquidation. Where we could have ended up at like Rangers, like in League 3.
I mean, it's people have got short memories, haven't they?
Yeah, like when I was seeing everyone moaning about them, I was thinking this. Like, there was a particular lad, do you know what I always moan about on Twitter? Like, he was absolutely hounding the club. So I went on his tweets and just on the computer, and you can type in the tweets and like do 2015, something like that. And he was all for FSG. He actually tweeted when we won the Champions League saying, people who doubt you, I'll never not love you and stuff like that when we won the Champions League. The money they've made off winning the Premier League has ultimately made the club be break even / profitable this season.
I think if we hadn't won that league, we'd have been struggling.
Yeah, massively. FSG run us as a business, and that's, you don't want to. Yeah, you could have an owner like Cities who comes in and spends hundreds of million, but dodges all the books. But eventually, that City will get caught out for it. And with FSG, I just, all I can ever think back to is Hicks and Gillette, and the fact that they had us on the verge of liquidation. FSG in the time here have revolutionised and give us the best training ground in the country. They've extended Anfield so more of the fans can go. They're about to extend the Anfield Road so even more fans can go. They spent 75 million on the best centre-half we've ever seen. They spent 70 million on the best goalkeeper we've ever seen. They bought Mane, they bought... Like, if you look at Klopp's team from the first day, I think there's only Henderson who survived. So they've had a complete overhaul of the squad. They've put money into the youth system. And FSG want the business to be sustainable so that people can come from the academy and be world-class, like Gerrard, Trent, Carragher, Curtis Jones, and people are moaning that they're doing that.
Right.
They're running the club properly.
We've been so spoiled, haven't we? And people are spitting the dummies out now because it's not going perfectly our way, and it can never be like that. It's never going to go perfect all the time.
No.
We're a machine, or we have been a machine.
But that's another
even
thing.
Machines break down sometimes.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, this team, in the past 2 seasons, have had 196 points. We've been to 2 Champions League finals, won one of them. We've been over to Qatar and won the Club World Cup. We've been to Turkey and won the Super Cup. They have won everything put in front of them. And because when we lost the league by a point, any other year we win the league that season. We have been unbelievable for 3-4 years under Jurgen Klopp. It was bound to drop off at some point. You're losing Van Dijk, who's more than a centre-half. He can cut a team open with a pass. He can... Because when he's at the back, Matip does his mad runs forward as well, which people won't tackle him. People don't know how to tackle Matip. Even Burnley, he got quite far forward in one of them. Like, they just don't know how to tackle him.
What did we do with this weird-looking giraffe coming out?
But, like, when you lose him, I can understand the club not wanting to buy someone, because if they go and spend 40 million on a centre-half and then Gomez and Virgil make a full recovery, who'd you drop? Obviously, you drop Gomez. Why would you drop someone who's given us all the club for the past 4 years, who is world class? Like, I can understand the owner's standpoint on it. I mean, yeah, we could go in with a loan. We could get Militao with an option to buy because Gomez still needs to take 8 months before they know if the surgery's been successful. I understand all that.
I would say a loan would be ideal at the moment.
Yeah, well, and Militao's up for loan, which is what people are moaning about. The only thing I'm worried about, though, is this is the first time Klopp has publicly said something bad about the owners. And he's saying, I asked for a centre-back and they're telling me there's no money. Klopp saying that instantly turns the fans against FSG, because nobody would turn against Jurgen Klopp.
Has he actually said that?
Yeah.
In them, or did he say in a normal circle? I heard that he said something about in normal circle.
No, he said no. This was a press conference yesterday.
Oh, was this a separate one? Yeah.
I think it was might have been the United build-up. I didn't see the full press conference. I just seen a clip, and he said yeah, a centre-back would have helped 100%, but there's no money. And then people are now instantly going, what do you mean there's no money? We've won the league. We get 100 odd million for winning that. And it's like, come on.
This is not a normal season. There's nothing normal about this season. So,
would you take, honestly, not winning the league this year because they spent the money on the ground to make more fans go to the ground, to make the club sustainable in the long run?
That's a tough one, because that depends on, does that help us win the league in future? Because I would say,
well, more fans help Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't guarantee titles in the future, though, does it?
No, but I can guarantee everyone who's moaning that they've spent the money on the ground are the same ones who moan that they can't get tickets.
Maybe.
Like, if you had the chance to go and watch Liverpool week in, week out, because for one season, we're crap, but at the end of it, we get a big new stand and we can go and watch Liverpool every week. Who's bothered, really? It's one season. I've seen Jovanovic. Remember him? That one Hodgson ball. I've seen him play up front for Liverpool.
We've seen some terrible players.
I've seen in the summer we bought that Danny Wilson, don't even know where he is now. Yeah. Joe Cole and Jovanovic and Andy Carroll.
Christian Poulsen.
Yeah, Poulsen. Like, the list goes on. Voronin. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen these type of players. We are 6 points off top, and it is we're on game week 19 now. So it's exactly halfway through the season. Yeah. Everton can switch and turn. City have lost a few games this year. United will fall off when Europe's back. I'd love to see all these people moaning if we do win the league.
Yeah, I mean, let's see the positives. We have got arguably the best manager in the world. We have got arguably one of the best squads in the world. We've got the best fan base in the world on the whole. I mean, there's obviously, with every fan base, you get the odd little divvy, like, who ruins it for a lot. We are one of the best teams in the world. Give your head a wobble. Get behind the team.
I don't think we'll win the league this year. I think it's gone. However, people are saying we're in a top 4 race. What? Granted, at the minute we're 4th, and if Everton win both of their games in hand, we drop out the top 4. But does anyone genuinely believe that Everton is sustaining that till the end of the season? They've already fell off twice this year.
Yeah. We're not gonna, in my opinion, we're not gonna struggle to get in that top 4. And what I said at the beginning of the season is, as long as we challenge, if we give a decent challenge until the end, I'll be happy with that. Even if we don't win the league, because we can't.
We got
win it
top
every
4
year.
in Klopp's first season, didn't we? With like Moreno and
there was
Klein.
Yeah. So we've got to give a decent challenge, and I'll be happy with that. If we fall off massively, then I'll probably start losing my mind.
Would you take finishing 4th and winning the Champions League this year as a success?
Yeah.
Because I think now Liverpool should look at it in a sense of the league's done. Although it's not done.
It's not.
But I would rather go all out to win the Champions League and the FA Cup. I wouldn't be that bothered about the league. I'd hope Leicester win it. Or Everton. I'm not going to cause controversy, but I'd rather Everton or Leicester win it than City or United, because I just don't like Manx.
I wouldn't particularly lose any sleep if we won nothing this year, because it's such a bizarre year and so much has gone on. There's so many different factors in this season that I'd come away with top 4 without a cup. I would, because I'm pretty much writing this season off as like, I'm going to forget it.
Yeah.
Do
you know what's mad though, right?
I wouldn't say it would be a successful season to finish top 4 and not get any cups, but I wouldn't lose any sleep if that's what happened.
You know what's mad? Liverpool, I think the Premier League come out and said that this season's just going to be played behind closed doors, and hopefully next season can resume. Whoever wins the league, when they parade their trophy will be when it's safe to do so, and that's when Liverpool are going to parade theirs. So we're going to do a Premier League parade. We could finish 4th and still be parade the Premier League ground anyway.
I think that's more of a shame for us, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to wait a year. I don't know, I reckon we'll be able to parade it in.
But I think the moment's gone.
Has it though?
Yeah. We had our celebration, and
if they was to say the date to this date, and this is being the government were to come out and say this is the date everything's back to normal. You're telling me it'd be a waste Think how many.
Don't get me wrong.
It would be the biggest party Liverpool has ever seen. You have kept all us Scousers locked in for over a year. Probably be a year and a half, 2 years by the time they let us out. And Liverpool are parading the cup that we've all wanted. It is going to be wild.
We've absolutely got to do it. But I think a lot of that celebration will be down to the situation in the world in general. I think the celebration of winning the league, once someone else has won it,
yeah,
that does take a little bit away from it.
That's why I now don't...
And we will absolutely have a party, and we will absolutely go wild.
That's why I now don't live with regrets. Like, people moaned at me for going to the ground and the pierhead when we won the league. But you know what, now I think about it, I got tested straight after it and was negative. I got tested the week after that and was still negative. So I didn't affect anybody going there.
No. You weren't throwing fireworks at the live.
No, and I just went to... outside the... And to be honest, the first time when I seen a bit of trouble, I got off. Like, when I seen someone get stabbed in front of me, I was like, that is my cue to go home. That was outside Anfield, and no one can take that away from me now. Like, I got to celebrate Liverpool winning the league with my mates who I've been going to match with for years, and it was just the best experience. I mean, I'm a bit gutted that like my brother didn't go. He was the sensible one, but I think now if you asked him, he'd envy me for going there, because now if the league doesn't get paraded, he's going to be like, well, when's my chance to celebrate?
Yeah, I say when we won it, my parents were still stuck in the Canaries. They've got a place over there, and they were stuck over there at the time.
Yeah, so
I didn't get to celebrate it with my dad. And...
Yeah, see, it's all them things that, like, that's why I feel as though if they did parade it, even if another team's won it, because if they were to parade it, like, your dad would be home because he'd come and see it. Like, everyone who didn't go out would be there, and it'd just be the Champions League parade, probably from like 2005, when it took them about 9 hours to get round because it was that busy.
Yeah, I mean, as a fan base and as a city, we don't need any excuse for a party, do we? Let's be honest.
No, I don't it myself. Like. But yeah, doesn't get any easier. I mean, have you had a little look at the league table?
No. I'll be honest, no. I come away from that game after Burnley, and I can barely even look at my phone for about 2 days.
If Spurs win their game in hand and Everton win both of their games in hand, we end up 6th.
Yeah.
For
now.
We're
only halfway through.
As long as Chelsea and West Ham and any Cockney club is behind us, bar Spurs. But like I said, I have no bad blood towards Spurs. I didn't used to like them, but after Madrid, spending a weekend in Madrid with them, it was amazing, to be honest. Like, really, really good. I couldn't fault their fan base whatsoever. But
let's not forget, we're 19 games in. We're halfway. Anything can happen. It's a crazy season so far in terms of what we've seen over the last few years. Anything can happen.
I'm going to make you with something. I think we're going to finish 2nd.
Anyone in that top 6 now can finish in any one of them top 6 positions.
This year screams out to me. Do you remember when Rafa, I think it was in 2006 or 2007, Liverpool nearly won the league. They come 2nd under Rafa.
09.
Was it 09?
Yeah.
And we only lost 2 games all season, but we drew. Like,
that was where we won at United, wasn't it? And everyone thought we were going to win the league.
Yeah, I think we drew something stupid like 12 games. We've already drew 7 this year. It just feels to me like this year's that going to be that, where I don't think we're going to get beat again this season. I think that Burnley thing has given us the kick up the arse that they need.
No. I think there's going to be... This will be the year where I think the league winners will have the most defeats for decades.
Yeah, because no one's
really... It's going to be like a 75, 80 point title win.
Like I said to you the other day, it's fans. That's why Liverpool... People are moaning about FSG. It's fans. Like, it genuinely is fans. If you look at... what game was it when the fans come back in? I was trying to think of it the other day. With you, Cashman actually starts the first lockdown against Everton. When we come back, we was absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
And we was abysmal. The only decent game we had prior to that was... trying to think now. Where is it?
You're going too far back. That's pre-season. Leeds, that's the start, isn't it?
So the only decent game that we really had was...
It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it now what I mean. That's this season because Ajax in the group. First game of the season was Leeds.
That was a mad one.
Yeah, that was a mad one. It hasn't got them all. But the only decent game we've had post-lockdown, like last season, was Chelsea.
Yeah.
Where we won, where basically we couldn't have got beaten that game because we were lifting the league.
Yeah.
So that's the only decent game we've had. Now, this season, did we have fans in for the Leeds game?
I don't think we did.
But we had Van Dijk and Gomez fit.
Yeah, this is all pre-edit.
So then we beat Chelsea 2-0 away. They had a man sent off. Again, we had Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Arsenal 3-1 at home. Was that when fans were? We had Van Dijk. But say, since the Everton game, we'll go from that because that's when Van Dijk got injured and Thiago. So we've won Ajax at home. There was fans there. We won Sheffield United at home. I feel like there was fans for that one. West Ham at home 2-1. There was fans. City 1-1 away. There was no fans. Leicester 3-0 at home. There was fans. But then we had like Brighton 1-1 away. There was no fans in that game. We beat Wolves 4-0 at home. There was fans. Fulham 1-1 away. There was no fans. Tottenham 2-1 at home. There was fans. And then from then on, there's been no fans. Yeah. And we've beat Crystal Palace. We've drew against West Brom, drew against Newcastle, lost against Southampton, drew against United, lost against Burnley. And now there's no fans.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a coincidence.
How bad we are without fans.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. We keep saying how bad we are. I think that's harsh because we're still going at teams. We're still having a go. It's just...
It's that age-old thing, though, is it, that the cop sucks the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah.
And if people think it's mad when people say that, but it's proven this. Like, with no fans this year, football without fans is nothing anyway. But in that game against Burnley, if we had all our fans in that ground...
the players on.
The ground rocking.
Yeah.
I've been in Anfield and we've been getting beat in like the 30th minute before. And the crowd are passing every ball. Yeah. They're shouting man on as they're saying like even when you sat there and if your players like on the ball and you scream a player's name and that's who you want them to pass to, sometimes they listen. And just stupid things like that and the momentum. Our team is very much an emotional team. They play off momentum. They play off emotions. When the fans are in there, that's happening.
It doesn't only GR players up, but it must be a massive distraction to the opposition. Imagine an opposition goalkeeper and defence getting all sorts handed from behind them. They're only human. It's going to affect them.
Yeah, massively. And I feel as though if this season is done behind closed doors, I won't be that bothered of the league position. I won't be that bothered what happens because the minute fans are back in, it's going to be a party anyway.
We've got to finish top four. We can't write off next season. We need that top four to...
Or we just go and win the Champions League and we're in it anyway.
You can't leave that up to chance. Like I would like to cement fourth at least.
I would. Do you know, if we're not going to win the league in an ideal situation, I wouldn't mind finishing fifth and Everton finishing fourth, but we win the Champions League, so they miss out because of us.
Oh, imagine.
That'd be scenes. That'd be an excuse to party.
Would we not get a fifth spot then? Would Everton?
I'm not sure how it works.
I think they changed it after that year. You know, I'm sure that Everton would still get in as a qualifier.
They have to go for qualifiers.
No, you do it fourth anyway, but...
Maybe. But anyway, moving on to United again. It's the worst time to play them. Do you know what? It's not. It's the best time to play United.
There's no good time to play United.
But I feel as though they've had the airdryer treatment with Liverpool this week. It's the best time. We've played first. Let's not forget, when Liverpool play consistently every 3 days, we're better. That's starting to happen again now. Yeah, we got beat by Burnley, but Liverpool have now got a point to prove. What better team to prove that point against than Manchester United?
Yeah. It's, as I say, it's never a good time to play Man United. I hate watching us play Man United because I can't sell.
Yeah.
It's that anxiety in me of if they beat us, like it's going to take me weeks to recover. So I can't enjoy the match fully.
I won't be able to enjoy it because if they beat us, I've got to drive home in the snow from work, and it's not going to be a.
Well, actually, me and you wouldn't work together, aren't we? Tomorrow, so we'll be watching it together.
Not going to be a pleasant drive home, let me tell you. But I think it's the best time to play them. We've got a point to prove. What better team to prove your points against them?
Oh, I couldn't think of a better team to beat in anger.
And knock out of a cup.
Yeah. I mean, the next team we beat is going to be... We're going to beat them in anger because it's good. Like, they've got a point to prove. And as you said, I can't think of a better team to absolutely annihilate than United. I don't know whether it'll happen, but... Do
you think that's why he didn't start Bobby and Salah? Thinking about this game on the weekend, do you think he thought?
For sure.
I think he's. Do you think he's going for the FA Cup this year? Because that team against Aston Villa's kids, to me, says
strong enough. Yeah,
he wants that cup.
Yeah, he's never going to come out and say he's prioritising one competition over another. He's never.
But the last 2 years, he hasn't been bothered about the FA Cup or League Cup.
I think he's gone stronger this year than he has done in the past, although we've come against only Premier League teams so far, haven't we? And
Villa's under 23s.
Yeah,
but even when you cast your mind back
to
the League Cup, we played Lincoln and had like Shaq and all that playing.
Yeah.
So I do think he wants to win something domestically this year.
Yeah.
But saying that, I don't think he's going to start a team that we expect them to start.
No, it's going to be... I think it'll probably be fairly similar in terms of mix and experience and youth as it was against Villa.
Do you think United will go full strength though?
No, I don't. I think United will do a similar thing where they'll have a few of the kids in. But I think it'll be majority first teamers. He'll probably play 7 or 8 of your regular starters and he might throw maybe 3.
But then United have only got Sheffield United after this. We've got Tottenham. I mean, we don't play Tottenham until Thursday.
We've got till Thursday to recover. I just think...
They play on Wednesday, I think.
That's enough time to recover. Sunday to Wednesday, Sunday to Thursday. Yeah. I don't think the managers are going to be looking too much into the next game on that one.
Have you actually looked at the run we've got, though? We've got United and we've got Tottenham. We're playing City.
I have, but I also looked at the run we had a couple of weeks back and look what happened there. So you can't... This is one of them absolutely crazy seasons where I just can't analyse anything properly.
Liverpool seem to play better against bigger opposition as well, don't you? So
that's true.
When you look at our fixture, we've got like Tottenham, then we've got West Ham, who are a big opposition now. Then we've got Brighton, then we've got City, Leicester, Leipzig, Everton.
I'll tell you, if there's one game out of all that we're not going to win, it'll be Brighton.
Yeah, we'll win all the others.
Yeah.
I think Virgil van Dijk will be back for the Leipzig second leg as well. And then after that is when our season's kicking off.
I hope you're right, but I think you're dreaming.
No. It is rehab too. He's doing too much. The fact he's on grass already kicking a ball. Cast your mind back to when Ox tore his ACL.
Yeah.
It took him about 8 months to go out on grass.
Yeah, I mean, Ox is a little girl though, isn't he? And Virgil's just a monster.
The fact he's on grass already, even if it was only kick you up, the fact he's on grass after 3 months is just mad. And I think he's going to be back before people expect him to be back. People on Twitter go, he's not going to play again this year. We're stupid. He will. Mark my words, Virgil van Dijk will play this year.
I think he'll play this season. I don't think it'll be as early as February.
No, the second leg in the Champions League's March. 10th of March.
It?
I think if Van Dijk's back for that second leg against Leipzig at home, back for the business end of the season, I have got no worries about this year at all.
Yeah, I think he's looking like he's going to come back earlier than expected. That's true. You just don't know how he's going to react. I'm not getting my hopes up.
I think he'll be fine. He's a monster.
Absolutely, I'm with you. I hope so.
He's a monster.
I hope so, but I just don't want to get carried away because then I'll end up disappointed if he has any setbacks.
Yeah, I don't think he will. Yeah. Hopefully.
I hope you're right.
But fair, focusing on the United game then. What team do you reckon then?
I think me and you are both going to be way off the mark on this one. I think it's going to be a mad one. As I say, I think it's going to be probably 7 or 8 maybe even 9 of the players you would probably expect to play, and he's going to throw 2 mad ones in. But the 2 mad ones are just going to probably like
Not even.
baffle it. He'll probably throw something mad, like he'll probably throw Kelleher in.
I was going to say.
He'll probably throw Kelleher and some madness. He'll probably throw Kane in or something like that.
Do you fancy Kelleher against Rashford, Cavani, Fernandes?
No. Well, no, sorry, that's a bit harsh. I think he would do well, but I would not drop Alisson for this game myself.
Gives an 11 then.
Okay, so Alisson,
Yeah.
Nico. I think he'll be one of the ones. I think Trent needs to be taken out of the team for a little bit. Nico, Fabinho, Matip, Tsimikas. No, I wouldn't. That's too many changes at the back. I'll keep Robbo in. Then Henderson should be back, shouldn't he?
I don't really know what his injury was.
Yeah, I think
I thought he was playing, and it's just like, he's not playing, he's going off.
So go on. Alisson, Nico, Fabinho, Matip, Robertson, Henderson, Thiago, Wijnaldum, Shaqiri, Salah, Mane.
Mine is similar, but I'm going to go Alisson, Nico, Matip, Nat Phillips, Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson, Shaqiri, Mane, Salah. Or Shaqiri, Salah, Origi.
I would love to see that midfield. I'm not going to lie.
I just think if Matip's fit, like you said, why not throw on the kids?
Yeah, I would love to see that.
And I feel as though Nat Phillips over Reece in a sense of his aerial ability.
Have United got that much aerial threat?
Cavani. I think Cavani will start because he hasn't started the past few weeks. So if you're going up against Cavani,
you want someone who's going to go and win.
And you don't really need pace against them.
You
need aerial.
Yeah.
And I just think we need to go back to a midfield that we trust.
Yeah, because the defence is not the issue.
If not Nat Phillips, Robertson at centre back and Tsimikas in the
You keep
right.
pushing this Robertson at centre back. I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
He's out of the right back and left back, out of him and Trent, he's the better defender.
Yeah, I'm still not having him as a centre back.
If it means pushing Fabinho and Henderson into midfield,
no, not at all. I'm completely and utterly against.
But then when he goes forward, Tsimikas are covered, so it'd still be like he's a right or left back, but defensively he's a centre back.
Not for me, that one.
I'd like to see it. When's Naby back? He might get in the team actually.
Naby, he wasn't even on the bench, was he?
No, but he might be in the team.
He's not going to start.
Do you know what? That's what we're missing.
Naby.
When he plays, he's different gravy. Just wrap him in a bit of cotton wool.
Yeah, he's another one like he's going to come in for a couple of games and go out for 3.
Yeah.
And that worries me a lot.
You know what though? I feel like we might play 4-2-3-1.
So would that be... Yeah, but then...
That back four with Fabinho and Henderson holding.
Yeah.
Then Thiago in the middle with Mane and Shaqiri next to him. And then Salah up front.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the team we want, Steve.
That'd be nice, that, wouldn't it?
Because then, if Nat Phillips does mess up, you've got Hendo and...
You've got the back 2 in front of him, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got Hendo and Fabinho in front of him, so you're basically playing with that back. Well, Fabinho would stay back when they go forward, so you'd have a back 5 ultimately, and Hendo would push forward with that upper 5.
But he'd still be there to drop in if needed.
Yeah, I think that's the team that I'd like to see. The team that I think will happen would be Kelleher,
You think
Nico.
you'll play Kelleher,
Yeah, I think it'll be Kelleher, Nico, Fabinho, Matip, Robertson, Thiago, Henderson, Mane, Minamino, Shaqiri, Salah.
I would like to see Henderson and Thiago in the same midfield because I think that just releases Thiago to do what he does best. Thiago, as good as he is,
Well, you think about that Everton game, how good he was when Henderson was on the pitch.
He's wasted as a defensive midfielder. Although he can do it, that's not what we bought him for.
You know, we bought him to make chances and stuff.
He doesn't create as many chances from back there as he would. It's like playing Coutinho almost as a defensive midfielder, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's madness. You would never consider playing Coutinho there.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen. What score you reckon?
2-2. Pens.
Does it go straight to pens this?
Yeah, the FA Cup has been going to pens. Last round it did.
Oh, because of COVID?
Yeah.
Well, FIFA needs updating because my mighty Bristol on the surge.
But you know what? I could be wrong. You might be worth checking it out, but I'm fairly sure the last
I think
round
it is
pens,
pens, and there's only one leg in it. Like the
So I'll go 2-2 and we'll beat them on pens.
You honestly think if Alisson starts, we'll win on pens?
Yeah.
Nah, that's what that man is a god. He is world class, but his weakness is penalties. He can't save penalties, Steve. I'd feel more comfortable.
He doesn't have to. They'll miss.
Or just put Adrian on the bench if he gets the pens. Use him on last time because he's actually quite decent at saving pens. To be fair, but it feels as though he's gone. Like we haven't seen him since that Villa game.
No, he's not even been on the bench, has he?
No. I'm gonna go 4-0.
Optimistic as ever. Do you know what? Once you keep throwing this 4-0 dart one time, it's gonna hit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gonna hit. No, but I'm just thinking more of. I feel like Klopp's a bit like Fergie. Dare I say it? Do you know like when United were crap and there's that age old where Beckham with the boot?
Yeah.
I feel as though that could have happened after that Burnley game.
Did you see the incident in Neat Tunnel with Sean Dyche?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened here. It was like, it didn't seem to be anything, and Sean Dyche has gone past them. Said something. I would love to know what he said.
Who do you reckon would win that straight now?
I don't want to be a tough one. You know what? I fancy Klopp against most fellas, but Sean
Dyche is Northern.
Sean Dyche eats gravel for breakfast.
Yeah,
so
there's something that you built different.
It'd be a scrap, like I'd like to see.
If you're Northern, you built different.
That'd be one hell of a scrap. I would pay per view for that, you know.
Better than what we do watching lately. Nah, I do reckon 4-0, and I reckon Thiago will score. If Curtis Jones starts, I reckon he's going to kill one, you know. I've just got this feeling.
I'd like to know what neither of us put Curtis in the team. Did we never even consider?
No, because I feel as though if you're going to... Curtis might play if Fabinho does play centre-back. Because you'd have Hendo... Thiago Holden with Hendo and Jones up further forward.
That wouldn't be a bad midfield against United, that. I think...
With Jones, you've got that passion, haven't you? You've got the scout.
Haven't you?
Yeah, and I think if you're taking Trent out of the team, you should put Jones in to have... I like to see a scouser against United.
Yeah.
Because they've got Manx in their team. They'll have Rashford, Lingard might get a run out maybe. I'm trying to think who else they've got. Who's Manx? McTominay, though he's Scottish, he's been there, hasn't he, his whole life.
Yeah, I think they're struggling for Manx as much as we're struggling for Scousers. They've got a couple in there, but not like the olden days where it was the spine of the team.
Yeah, there isn't any. I mean, apparently there's a few coming out the academy who were meant to be really, really good, but Liverpool just loaned them out. Do you know what I would do, though, for January? Because we're struggling. I'd recall Harvey Elliott.
I don't think that would do him any good.
Would it not?
No. I think...
I know he's playing week in, week out at Blackburn.
Exactly. I would leave well-being there.
If he was to come back to Liverpool and play as good as he's playing at Blackburn, even if he creates one chance a game, it could make that goal that we're lacking.
He would not get a regular game.
At the minute, I'd rather play in Salah. When Salah doesn't score, he's so greedy because he just wants to get that goal. But this is why I think we'll batter United, because I feel that when we play in cup games, there's less pressure on Salah because he's not after that golden boot.
Yeah.
So I think he's
more of a team player.
Yeah. If you think back to that, when he came on in one of the Champions League games, he was passing it to Mane, and that you never see that happen.
No.
Ever.
Getting back to Elliott, you need to give him that season. I think bringing him back, it's a different level. And
I've watched
he wouldn't play
Blackburn
week
the
in,
past
week out.
2
He's
weeks.
been phenomenal. He's been brilliant for them.
I watched in the past 2 weeks, Steve, and it's like putting a Liverpool playing against people. He makes the Championship, which is arguably more physical than the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because it's proper football when you're down the level league. Proper football.
And he's making it look easy, isn't he?
Easy though. He looks like a man playing with kids, and he's 16 or 17 now.
Yeah.
Like, I when people were saying, "Oh, he's the next Messi," blah blah blah, and we've seen him play, I was like, "Oh yeah, was it just another one of them?" Like when we got Andy Gatala and the next on me and stuff like that. But I'm right. Well, in fact, Ryan Babelin, who's the next on me.
I don't know. Anyway, I would give him till next season. And
ask them to give us Adam Armstrong.
Yeah, I mean,
instead.
arguably, I think depending on who we sign in the summer.
Do you know Harvey Elliott's got the most assists in Europe's top leagues this year?
Really?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay. For example, say we sign one of these top players.
Mbappe.
Any one of Mbappe, Sancho,
Yeah.
whoever, one of these top front players. Do you think Harvey Elliott comes back and gets a game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Regularly?
See, I don't know because Liverpool don't use the loan system properly.
That's what I mean. There's an
Usually
argument there
we
for
don't.
letting him have a brilliant season at Blackburn and then sell him.
I haven't looked. I looked the other day. Can you name a single player who's went out on loan and made it at Liverpool? Because there isn't any.
I can't think of one.
There's none. There's none.
Maybe going back years and years, but none
In recent
history.
day, there has been not one player who's went out on loan and made it. We've still got Ben Woodburn on our books. He's not going to play for Liverpool, is he?
No.
It's stupid. We don't use the loan system properly, so I don't know. It depends, but you know what? I don't want Mbappe. I've been watching Dortmund the past few weeks and watching Sancho and Haaland play together. You know, you can get them two for the same price as Mbappe, and it's just making me think I don't want one player. I want them two.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go as far now and say if Erling Haaland comes to the Premier League this year, whoever gets him, next season,
more than likely win the league.
We'll win the league.
Yeah. He's something else, isn't he?
He's different gravy.
Just
hope he doesn't go to United.
I mean, if you look at how we're struggling scoring goals, and if you look at how clinical he is, he's a shoo-in for us, isn't he?
Yeah, he's perfect for the way we play with bringing them balls in. He is perfect for that system. Because when you think like Benteke and that, they were crap, but they would probably be decent. Like Peter Crouch always says he'd love to play in this team. The thing about Haaland is he's tall, so can get his head on them crosses, but he's also world class with his feet.
And he's lightning.
Yeah, he's so good. I still think we missed a trick by a Minamino instead of Haaland.
That may have been out of our control.
Yeah, I mean, he's went to Dortmund in his release clause. If someone tries to buy him this year, Dortmund would sell him this year, but they'd get about 150 mil for him. His release clause next season, I think, is 70 million. Something stupid like that. It was built into his contract, so he was like, basically he was using Dortmund to make his name, and then they were making double. I think it's 70 mil, they bought him for 35. They were doubling their money on him in that time, which is what Dortmund do. Now, I'd argue saying we should maybe loan them Origi now.
That's a bit harsh on the minute.
No, because if you was to give them Origi now and say, we'll have Haaland off you next year, that's an instant replacement for them.
Come on.
Dortmund make players, though, Steve. They do.
If you're a Dortmund fan, right, imagine someone comes in and says, lend us Haaland and we'll give you Origi. You tell them to go.
I mean, like, because Leipzig apparently are looking at Origi as well. I think if he was to go to Dortmund, he'd become a better player anyway. So I feel as though that could be part of the deal. And no, he's not that good. But don't forget, he's a Premier League, Super Cup, Club World Cup and Champions League winner. He scored a goal. He destroyed Barcelona. He got 2 goals in the semi-final. He got a goal in the final of a Champions League. Statistically, Divock Origi is one of the best centre-forwards out there. Statistically,
yeah. There's the same statistics that say Dejan Lovren's one of the best defenders out there.
Oh, apparently we miss him loads. Like at you. Oh, he does me head in. I've unfollowed him after that.
Yeah.
That was my little stand. I was like, fuck you.
That'll teach you.
Yeah, he's lost a follow. I'd never miss him. Never, ever. ever. Thinks because you give people petrol, we'll miss them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've got a couple of lads lined up for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
A couple of lads interesting coming on. It'd be nice to get some different points of view, some new faces on, couple of new followers, couple of new subscriptions through it, couple of fresh faces basically.
There's a few cool ones. I can't wait to get the artist.
The
I'm not going to
artist.
say more about them.
Yeah,
I want to wait for the podcast to show his work off.
we've got a local artist. His work is
World
phenomenal.
class.
Cam, I don't know whether you're watching this, but your work is brilliant, mate. And we'll get you on.
Hopefully, we're going to put some of his artwork on the new wall. These ones, because of Anfield Road, are heavy. I've ordered the full set, and then these ones are off on the ones behind you. These ones, they're done by an artist called Carl Tyre on Twitter. I've followed him for a few years now. He's world class. So if you are an artist and you want your stuff behind, then get in touch.
We'll get Cam on. We'll show you a few of his paintings and his drawings. They're spectacular.
Unbelievable.
He's told me about one he's working on now, and
I can't wait to show people that.
I can't wait to see it because it's just going to be out of this world.
Amazing. Right, hopefully we win tomorrow. Not nervous, nothing. I'll take. Hopefully I'm right. I don't think I could handle penalties against United today. I really don't think I could do that. Really don't. But yeah, hopefully we win. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to either like, rate, and subscribe, comment. If you're listening on Spotify or anything else, do subscribe to the podcast. We've actually got a really big following in America over on iHeartRadio. They must stream our podcast through that. So thank you to any Americans listening. It's massively appreciated. Your country's amazing. And I'd rather live there than here, to be honest.
Yeah, we are. The views and stuff are picking up, I've noticed.
Yeah. It's like what he was before lockdown. Because before lockdown, it was doing well. And then the season stopped. So it was just a bit like we only had a few episodes. So it wasn't really... They just fizzled out. It's like starting again. But I appreciate every single person who spends the time to come out and listen to us, especially the ones in Japan and America and South Africa who are listening regularly every week. Like, massive love to you. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a like, rate, and subscribe, leave a comment, get involved with the podcast. If you want to come on the podcast, let me know. And when COVID allows, we do have the setup to allow a good few people talking loads of stuff about the Reds. So
yeah, till then though, we can get you on Skype. If you're interested.
Up the Reds, Ste.
Up the Reds. Down the Manx.